Welcome to Free Live Tarot Readings. I'm TarotOracle and I do the readings.
It's 6:30. Time for the TarotOracle show.
And the camera appears to be locked up. GK, I thank you for your donation. I appreciate you. All right, let's see how you do the camera. We deactivate it, then we activate it. And yes, and then it comes back. Everything is sort of glitchy today, apparently. GK, thank you for your donation. Michelle, Tracy, Andrew, Bartman, and I think that's it. Welcome to the stream. How's everybody doing tonight? It's a fine Monday night, and it is, it's a nice Monday night indeed. All right, we need to find out what's going on with it. GK, this is Wise S giving me some mixed signals. Nobody likes mixed signals, that is for sure. Absolutely nobody likes mixed signals. It's like you need to make up your mind. You need to make up your mind with that. Make a decision with there. Oh my, I got a sneeze tonight. I was doing a little dusting before the stream. So dusting before the stream, not exactly the best idea. Let's go with the Dark Mansion for this. Find out about the mixed signals. It's definitely in there. Maruta, thank you for hanging out with us tonight. DK, welcome. Good to see all y'all. All right, we're doing a little Dark Mansion tonight, and we have a giveaway. We actually have some good stuff to give away tonight. We'll do that a little later, I guess, after we start the stream. And everybody sort of joins, and we can start hanging out and whatnot. Anyway, was S giving us mixed signals. Let's see what's going on with that. A little Dark Mansion going on here. Let's kind of see where we're at the end of the day for this. We have the King of Wands and the Magician. Interesting. Sarah, thank you for your donation. I appreciate you. Strength, the Two of Wands. Wow. This is somebody who can't make up their mind. I really think it's mixed signals because, well, okay. I think it's just mixed signals that is what you're going to get. It doesn't feel like there's a particular reason or something like that. They just have a problem making any concurrent decisions with this. The reason I say that is we got the Magician. The Magician says, I'm good at what I do, right? So they know what they want. They know what they need, but it just feels like that King of Wands. They're not willing to take a step out there. They're not willing to maybe take a risk or do something that's going to be a little bit adventurous or make a decision with that. It really, yes, I'm currently taking questions. I just started. But the King of Wands, right? I'm still trying to get things done. I'm just not sure how to do them. I think there's a level of confusion here, a level of sort of not making up our minds. Strength says that they're really concerned about what other people think, a lot more than maybe you could sort of imagine with that. A little bit of the Leo feels strength up. Normally, I wouldn't say strength is like what people think of me, but you have the Two of Wands over here. Kind of a dominion kind of thing, right? We're sort of trying to master this particular dominion. We have pride. We have a focus over our particular dominion. A strength card next to it talks about patience with that. It feels like a lot of people either judge this person or they have some people that are sort of making judgments on it. And just sort of, and we're kind of wondering like what's going on, right? So when they're there, right? Lani, welcome to the stream. When they're there, it feels like whatever they do, they feel like now they're committed to it, and now everybody knows that, and now they can't change their mind. Now they're stuck with it. So if they make a mistake, then they're kind of backed up into a corner with that. Magician says at a level, they're overthinking the whole thing. So, yeah, just overthinking it, not something, Eden, thank you for your donation, not something that they're willing to commit to. They're very concerned about what other people think. King of Wands, they feel like once they start something, they're stuck in it and they're afraid of making a mistake, and they're just not very good at sort of getting sort of any commitment out there. It's always like, what if the grass is greener over there? That's kind of the Two of Wands. What if the grass is greener over on the other side? What if I do make a mistake? Now I'm kind of stuck with it. So, it just feels like that they are not willing to make just a big presentation. They're not willing to sort of settle on anything. They want to always have more options open, right? Ivo, welcome, or Evo, not sure how you pronounce that. Sarah, I know how to pronounce that though. How the surgery is going to go? Does he need to do more follow-ups? Oh, well, let's go with the This Might Hurt Tarot for the surgery. You got to do the This Might Hurt Tarot. You got to do the This Might Hurt Tarot for the surgery. You already knew it was coming. The minute you said that, you were like, I bet he is going to do the This Might Hurt Tarot. So, and you were correct. We're going to do the This Might Hurt Tarot for some surgery action with that. All right. We do have some giveaways tonight. We'll do that here in, I guess, 30 minutes. Well, no, but like 20 minutes. We'll do it another 20 minutes after the stream gets started. We're rocking and rolling. Everything's going. Everything's moving. Everything's processing. And then we'll throw the giveaway out there. We're giving away a lot of extras. So I think we have 2 more batches of extras to give away after this. And I think we're done with all the bonus extras that we got with all these Kickstarters. All right, surgery. Man, the Lovers. Fool. 2 of Pentacles, 9 of Pentacles. Does it need to do more follow-ups? Nine of Pentacles says yes. The reason is, if you read my tarot guidance book, link in the description for the tarot guidance book, by the way, if you read that, you were talking about the Nine of Pentacles being the second card in the Seven of Pentacles and Nine of Pentacles combo. Now, let me talk about that. Seven of Pentacles, we're digging, we're planting, we're putting these pentacles into the ground. And we are excited. We're planning for the future. We're making the work. We're getting it done. I thank you for your donation. And there's a level of excitement. There's a level of anticipation. And there's a level of expectation, too, in that 7. I'm going to plant these pentacles, and after a while, I am going to get results. Now, what is the 9? That is results. That is your results. So those are your results. And the reason I say that is because you have foliage with lots and lots of pentacles all over it. You saw a preview of that in the 7, but in the 9, you kind of have the finale, right? Sort of the end zone kind of thing. So surgery is going to go well. We get the finale. We get where we're going to be. Now, doing more follow-ups. The 9 of Pentacles is kind of a more follow-up kind of card. It is talking about, sort of either communicating with somebody else with the Bird. You also see communication over here with the Lovers. We do see the Fool, as in we are on a journey. And this is not a journey that's going to be short-lived. This is something that's going to be longer. It's going to be more extensive. It's going to be drawn out. And the Fool kind of gives you that preview of, this is a journey. And when you see the Fool on this kind of reading, you see the Chariot on this kind of reading. By the way, this would be great for behind the readings over here on the Patreon streams. But the Fool, if you're getting a journey with anything, you want kind of an ending to it. And the Two of Pentacles says there's more things to do. There's more decisions to make. Sort of going and follow up. Maybe the follow-up has some more things for you to do. You have some more decisions. You have some more things to do. And the Nine of Pentacles says overall those things produce the results that you want, the results that you expect. But the Fool begins that journey. And because this is literally the Fool's journey, you are looking at the Fool starting everything off. So yes, we have more follow-ups, definitely going to be doing that. Surgery is going to go quite well. You see that with the Lovers. In other words, we matched well with the surgeon. We found the right surgeon. This is a person that knows how to do it. And most surgeons, right? GK, thank you for your donation. Most surgeons, like, that's all they do, right? When I had my weight loss surgery, that's all the guy did. Like, all day, every day, all he did was weight loss surgeries with the same, cut your stomach out kind of thing. So it seems like you found one of those, somebody who's very good at what they've done. They've done it 1,000 times, not going to be an issue, no problem at all. And yeah, you're going to need more follow-ups. So surgery goes well, and we do need more follow-ups after the surgery is there, because the Fool begins the journey, and we need to walk the journey, or at least leap off that cliff and hope for the best on the journey with that. Eden's journey is next. Eden is like, look, let's see, let me erase all of that there. Can I do that? Okay. Energy around my new spiritual path. Lani, whoa, thank you for your very generous donation. Lani, let me know you already got your question in there. What is he thinking about me? Does he want to contact him? Okay, cool. Lani, thank you for your very generous donation. I appreciate you. All right, we got a new spiritual path. We got a new teacher. What's going to happen with that? There's always a level of anxiety. I mean, if you got something big like it, let's get like a big new adventure kind of deck, all right? Little Wizard's Tarot is that kind of deck for me. Let's get a big new adventure deck, big exciting deck coming around here. What is the energy around this? So that is, and it's always kind of exciting to go on a new spiritual journey, because you don't know what you're going to get. Hopefully you get something good. Hopefully everything goes well. And you're kind of wondering, like, is this going to be worthwhile? Because spiritual journeys are very subjective. In other words, somebody has a thing that they like to do. They have this technique that they like. Other people may not like it, but some people may really resonate with it. So you got to get that resonation in here. Four of Wands. Wow, this is your new home. Just straight up, right? Four of Wands is not playing anymore. Four of Wands, this is your new home in the Harry Potter school, maybe, right? Four of Wands, this is your new home, happy family, the Four of Wands. Now, let's discuss the different home cards, can we? Four of Wands is the first card you're going to encounter, happy home, happy family. We're building a new home. It's not built yet. It's made of sticks in the Four of Wands, right? You got the chuppa, you got the foliage up top with the greenery up top wrapped around this. This is a brand new home. Second stage, it's going to be your Ten of Cups. Ten of Cups is all about sort of making the happy home, happy family, because we have a younger couple. They're out. They have good land and stuff like that. And then finally, you kind of got that Ten of Pentacles, where it's the older couple. We've aged a little bit. We've gone through the processes. So the beginning home over here, the Four of Wands, is incredible, because that is the first card talking about, yeah, that's your new home. In other words, obviously, that's going to be the place that you're comfortable with, the place that you're rocking. It feels very, very familiar. Just really, really good first card with that. Page of Swords is interesting. You're not able to get everything that you kind of want to get out of it, right? You definitely not finding everything that you want. And that could be part of the spiritual journey, or it could be part of the teacher, or, you know what I'm saying? So you may need some supplemental stuff with this teacher. You may not just rely on the teacher alone. And that's kind of with everything, right? You learn in astrology, you get a book or something, then you probably need to go some videos to explain what the hell you just read. You know, that happens, right? You're going to need some additional stuff, right? BooBoo, welcome to the stream. How you doing? But that Page of Swords, gonna need more stuff. I don't think the teacher by themselves is going to cut it, ultimately. Three of Wands and a Ten of Swords. Man, this is something where you're going to have to leave your other stuff behind. There are some pieces of your new spiritual journey, some pieces of your new alignment, where you're going, what you're doing, that doesn't jive, that doesn't match well with some of the old stuff that you do, right? So it's kind of like, when you're learning a new chess strategy or something and you're leaning on your old chess habits. You can't do that, right? You got to go all in. And there is a level of Ten of Swords here. We're going to have to cut out some of the stuff that we relied on before in order to make this new journey effective, get the new spiritual path going. Definitely have to cut some of the old out. Three of Wands says you're willing to walk in there. You're willing to take the risk. You're willing to do that. And best of all, you have all your baggage and equipment and everything that you need with you. And I think that's going to be important. Deanna, thank you for joining the family. I appreciate that. Your subscription. All right. So that looks really good. Looks really nice. I love a good spiritual journey that starts off good. And that one looks like it starts off well. Man, tarot time. What the heck is the Harry Potter deck? That's called Little Wizard's Tarot. It's an Amy deck. It's a Push Kitty deck. Just Google Little Wizard's Tarot and boom, there it is. This is a nice deck too. All right, it's a big hardbound box. You got a beautiful deck. You got extra cards in there. And man, that's one of my favorite new decks. I got to say that now. Just bottom line, one of my favorite new decks. I love it. I'm enthralled with it. I got to have all of it all the time. That's what I'm saying. Anyway, we're going for me. Should I get into a relationship with an Aries? Oh my. The Aries. You don't know what you're going to, Aries and Scorpio. You don't know what you're going to get until you get in there, right? You can look up from afar. You can scan the environment. You can do a little Three of Wands. You can be like, yo, I see an Aries. It looks decent. The Aries looks really good from this long distance. And then you get in there, you're like, oh, geez, what did you don't never know. It could be an adventure. You don't know. Aries and Scorpio. You gotta wait till you get in there to find out what you actually get. So me is like, hey, I'm gonna take a shot. I'm gonna get a little of the ram in there. So well, that sounds dirty, but you know what I'm saying. Should you get into a relationship with your Aries? Jesus, Two of Swords, a Hermit, Queen of Swords, and the Moon. It's rough in the beginning, okay? A little bit rough in the beginning, not gonna lie. And Two of Swords talks about two different environments, two different worlds, and you gotta get into this world. You gotta leap into this world full steam. You can't go in halfway. You can't dip your toe in that water and be like, it's kind of cold. No. You gotta go all the way. Two of Swords says you're gonna see some things that are just a little bit different than the way you would do it, right? So maybe somebody gets really stressed at work or something, and all of a sudden they just like lash out at everybody. You Two of Swords. You gotta get into that world and figure out what's going on, figure out what kind of things you're going to get in that. Hermit said it's rough to get in there. I'm not going to lie, it's rough to get in there. Not going to be an easy pass because you're thinking, it's going to be easy. This ain't going to be no problem. BooBoo's like, yikes, Aries. It ain't going to be no problem. And then you get in there, you're like, oh my. Ultimately, the Queen of Swords says you do have to take some control because I think the Aries is going to kind of push you out with that control. They're going to be a little bit sort of, controlling. They're going to be a little bit too focused for you, maybe a little bit too intense here and there. You just never know. But definitely something you have to get accustomed to sort of how they do things, how they approach things, what they do and what not. Ultimately, the Moon says you're pretty happy. You're pretty happy. Do you got some stepping stones to get over? Do you got some things to trip over, maybe fall over as you get into this? I think so. This is not gonna be an easy thing, But it looks worthwhile. I'm just saying, the Moon is a good card. It says over time, I can really resonate. Over time, I can feel like I'm getting into this. I can feel like my happiness is going up. I feel like a lot of good things are coming out. Just very good overall. And the best part about the Moon is this emotional resonance, right? Because it's more about the physicality or it's more about the stability. You get this emotion where they pull you in these directions. They get you excited about certain things. They give you new ideas that you would have never thought of before. And that is sort of the cool thing about the Aries indeed. So overall, it looks like a little bit difficult. It's worthwhile. I would say every relationship, though, every sort of starting out, you got the honeymoon period, and then all that stuff wanes, and it sort of goes away, and then you're like trying to deal with the real schedule, the real stuff comes out, right? So overall, it looks like, it looks pretty decent. Anyway, let's see what's going on with that. GK is next. What's coming next for my real connection with S? See how that connection's going. Got to get some teddy bears. You knew it was coming. You know it was coming. GK knew it was coming. GK's he's going to use a teddy bear tarot. And you know I'm right. You are right indeed. Luna Bears Tarot. I talked about this last night. They got this on their Etsy shop, and they put it up on Kickstarter. And I was like, ooh, teddy bears. And they're like, crochet is healthier. What? How's crochet healthier? Do you have so much chemistry? Yeah. Crochet is healthier. I don't know. What did I miss here? Harry Potter reading tarot. Learn to crochet, quit smoking one addiction to the next. Oh, I get it. Crochet is healthier than smoking. Okay. Yeah, I got it. That's one thing I've been interested in before, but that's crossing the line. That's crossing the line for me into the area of which I don't want to go. I don't want to crochet. Grandpa's over here crocheting something up. Yeah, that's not me. That's not me. Lani, I thank you for your other generous donation. I appreciate that. All right, next for the connection with S. Chariot, Hanged Man, Four of Wands. It looks decent. I mean, the Four of Wands is the connection is okay. I mean, the connection's all right. This is not something that you just gotta just go forth and just chase it, or you gotta hurdle through all these big things or anything like that. The Four says it's fairly easy to get into this connection and to get some stability within the connection as well. Not a problem. Oh man, are y'all taking a break? Feels like the connection needs a little bit of a break. It feels like there's a little bit of maybe a vacation or a break or something like it. It feels like it's just not there. It feels like you need some sort of a disconnect sometimes, maybe, right? Maybe a little bit of a vacation or something like that. I don't know. That seven sort of sneaking back in or sneaking out. The reason, normally I wouldn't say a seven would be taking a break from a connection or anything like that, but I do say that because of the Chariot's right next to it. You got to kind of use the combos, right? Like my first book, Tarot Combos, link in the description for the audiobook. You get the audiobook for Tarot Combos for $8. That's like half of what you're going to be on Audible. I'm just saying. The Chariot, right? The Chariot next to this. There's some movement and a continued movement. In other words, we got to take a little bit of vacation. We got to keep a little bit of a break here. It doesn't feel like this is something that's just a constant, continuous kind of thing. It does need a little bit of a pause button on there. Hanged Man says ultimately we have different ideas, different locations, different kind of goals, I guess, or different kind of things that we're chasing. But overall, we can make the mix, right? We can make the mix and stuff like that. Hanged Man, Two of Swords, kind of a different thing, but I'm leaning on that because we have two majors in a row. I'm leaning on the Hanged Man's enlightenment aspect. In other words, things getting better, things sort of improving, things making a good connection over time. So the connection looks like it gets stronger. It looks like it does get pretty good, but there is a bit of a break. There is a bit of a separation, a little bit of a break, a little bit of a disconnect somewhere mixed in there. So you got to kind of deal with that as it comes. But a break isn't always a complete disconnection, or sometimes you just gotta, what is the song, sometimes a little time away from our lover or whatever, or so they say, from each other. There you go. Lani is next. Gemini hasn't reached out in a while. Oh my, what's he thinking about? Does he want me to contact him, or what's he doing? Let's break this down. Break this down like MC Hammer with a little bit of some serious deck right here. It is a Mons Tarot. We got to get some of that. I need to break out the Cosmo Beings Tarot. I need to break out. Maybe we'll do the Cosmo Beings Tarot for the second part of the reading. Maybe, but the Cosmo Beings Tarot, I need to get more serious with it. I need to pull it out. I need to, well, that sounds bad. I need to get it on the table, because that's it. You'd like crocheting. I know I would. Crocheting is meditative. Okay, two things. Number one, I think I'd love crochet. I think I'd be like crack addicted to crochet. I can tell you that. First off, I would be crack addicted to crochet. I like meditative kind of activities where I can shut my brain off. I don't have the stress at work. I don't have the computer next to me. I'm not staring. I'm not like blowing my eyes out with more computers after doing 12 hours of computers and don't do more computers. So I know I'd love it. Second thing is that I already have meditative kind of practices, right? Because I do painting, and part of my painting is just basically mixing colors and matching the colors on the sample and everything like that. Lover, welcome. So I already kind of have an activity that's already like that, but I'm just going with that. The paint, I don't know. I just can't. Painting is fun, and I got my own meditative painting style. So anyway, all right, part one. They haven't reached out. What is he thinking about, man? If you don't know the history of the Gemini doesn't reach out, blows out the connection, doesn't do anything, and all of a sudden they're just, blowing up Lani's phone. So we got to figure this out. Okay. What are they thinking of me? The Sun, they assume everything's going well, which is odd. But I mean, some of their activities, some of their behavior, some of the things that they do is kind of odd in the first place. The Sun, it feels like that they have this big stability. In other words, I'm going to go out on a limb here. It feels like that they wanted the stability. They're reaching out for the stability, and then you replied, and they thought the stability was there, and now they don't have to do any more work on it. Right? They don't have to do any more work on it. It's like Candy Crush 2. Yeah, there you go. It's like Candy Crush, right? You get level 100. You're like, I'm going to take a break. But anyway, it feels like that they have the Sun. It feels like they have the environment that they want, the things that they want with that. The Queen of Cups feels like that they are waiting for you to contact them. So we're skipping to the next reading, even though we haven't done it yet. But it feels like the Queen of Cups, it feels like they want you to be able to express emotion too. They want you to be some of the instigator of calling, so they want you to have that interest. And they want you to understand that you have that interest. And that kind of goes with any relationship. I'll do that. I'll be honest with you. I'll do that too. Because I'll like, basically, somebody, my girlfriend won't contact me for a long time or something. They're busy and stuff like that. And I just get kind of insecure. And I'm like, I'll say something and they don't respond. And I just get kind of insecure with it. I don't know. I mean, I'm guilty of it too. Temperance says they just wanted that balance, right? They wanted you to contact them. They want to know everything is okay. Once everything is okay, they're going to move on to part two. They're going to move on to whatever else they were doing in their life. Overall, Page of Cups says, the Gemini here is literally like has some of the Gemini aspect, right? You got one section over here that's busy doing this, that. And then you got the other twin over here that's trying to keep this relationship going. Are they going to do any extra work once the relationship is going again? Not really. They're not really going to put forth a lot of stuff. Not really going to put forth. They feel like that they don't need to. They feel like they did their work, and now it's time for you to do your work. Now, part two, obviously, is going to be up here. It's like, does he want me to contact him? So we saw a little preview of that in the last reading, and we're definitely leaning in that direction, for sure. So let's see about the contact. Let's see what this has with that. Three of Swords, a Judgment, oh, Jesus. Nine of Cups says they want you to be emotionally interested in them. That is the Nine of Cups. I want you to be emotionally interested in them. The Nine of Cups. I want to have this option. I want to have the interest. I want to know that somebody is interested in me. It's not all me putting out all of this other stuff and, the way it is. Magician and a Judgment card. It feels like that they're waiting for you to make the next move indeed. The Magician. It feels like they're trying to coordinate this game. I don't think you want to play the game. It's not a bad game, but it feels like in their head, this is the game that relationships need to play, right? Because people grow up seeing maybe other relationships. People grow up seeing patterns, and they think that's how normal people do things. Or maybe they see a movie or something. I don't know. But there is a level of that, right? They just want to see this game be played. And the Magician says they're trying to coordinate it the way that they want. Judgment, rebirth, the reincarnation. They're going to sit there. They're going to wait for you to reach out, reach up, and connect with them. Absolutely. Three of Swords says they will get a little bit upset if you don't. So yes, it feels like they are waiting for you to contact them. They want to know that you have that level of interest. They want to see your level of interest. And a lot of times they're like, I've done my part. Let them do their part. That's kind of the thing, right? The Magician. I've done my part. Let them do their part. So there is your two-parter question on that. All right, we got another question too. Is there anything I don't know about the Gemini situation that I should know? Ooh, that'd be interesting to see. See what kind of hidden aspects. Should we do the Poe? The Poe definitely knows. The Poe would be an interesting thing here. Either the Poe or modern love seems to be a little bit better. Modern love has the tools that are going to make this a little bit easier. Modern love has the tools that are going to make it a little bit smoother, easier, sort of transitioning into it. And yeah, modern love looks like it's going to be a win. Let's get going with that. Is there anything that I don't know about the Gemini situation that I should know? Let's see what's happening with that. Is there any hidden information? Ace of Cups, Knight of Swords, interesting indeed. And let's see. I got a PayPal. Thank you for your PayPal donation. Oh, I greatly appreciate that. Let me see if you have a nickname on PayPal. No. Okay. Olga, thank you for your donation over PayPal. You are in the queue. We're going to get you after the giveaway, which the giveaway is next. All right. Page of Swords. All right. Page of Swords, Queen of Cups, Ace of Cups, and the Knight of Swords. I really think if you run the chart for this Gemini, they're a lot more emotional based than you think. All right. I mean, just bottom line. If you run the chart for this Gemini, email me and I'll run a chart and I'll email it to you. Email me their birth date and the time and location. I'll run a chart. I'll send you the full analysis over there. Anyway, if you run the chart for this, I think, and I'm going to point out in the chart that I run for you, I think that there's a lot of emotional stuff in their chart that's going to be quite shocking. Like, because you think about Gemini and you're kind of leaning on, you're like, Gemini, it's going to be very, very airy. It's going to be, pretty upfront. It's going to be pretty simple. They got the twins aspect, the rising is going to be probably something like Sagittarius or Aquarius. I think you got a lot of emotional things in their chart. This causing some of this. And the reason I say that is because you have inconsistent behavior. Inconsistent behavior is 99.99% caused by emotions, right? Because you don't get into a situation and go full, just illogical kind of things, just random things like they're blowing up your phone. You don't do that based upon logic. You don't do that based upon communication. You don't do that based upon planning. There's a level of emotional insecurity that's built into this Gemini that you've seen it once, you're going to see it again, something you kind of got to deal with, right? You got to take the whole package, right? You get the Amazon package, you got to take the whole package. You can't just pick out the parts that you like. Knight of Swords says they do run on emotions a lot of times. Tara, thank you for your being a part of the family. Enjoy your emotes. I appreciate you very much. But that Ace of Cups, right? It feels like there's all sorts of emotions welling up in them. They do have some interesting parts of them where it's just like, whoa, it's just overwhelm. It's just too much. The reason I said it's because Queen of Cups to Ace of Cups, right? The water and water and then the new emotions. I think a lot of things hit them really hard. I think a lot of decisions they make are emotional, kind of illogical decisions, sort of creeping up. You just kind of put up with that. But that is the way that it goes. So there is something you don't know. Again, please email me. Link in the description for my email address, and I will get you. Email me their birth date, their birth time, and their birth location, and I will run you a chart. And we can look at the emotions and see what kind of stuff is going on with all of that stuff. All right, it is time for the giveaway. Okay, today's giveaway is a lot of stuff. Today's giveaway is a lot of stuff. Let's sort of coordinate it and move it out. The first one is the Naked Heart Tarot cloth. Now, this is a heavy-duty cloth indeed. Very heavy-duty cloth. So you're going to kind of have to put up with that. Heavy-duty cloth. It's making it happen. It's a big cloth, too. We got a couple of tarot refrigerator magnets. Tarot card refrigerator magnets. We got the King of Wands. We got the Queen of Pentacles. We got some stickers from Lamusi Design. We got the Naked Heart Tarot book. We got a Cosmo Beings things. We got more stickers from another deck. We got a postcard. We got more postcards from Tarot Disassembled. Got a cloth kind of thing from the Naked Heart Tarot. We got two, sort of a see-through bags, and we have a nice little I guess a little, I don't know, what is it, a little, another little bag here. And we got 3 things. We got a gold leaf sort of plant thing. We have a yes or no coin, which is it's like a pretty thick coin. It's pretty cool. And then we got a pin. So we got all of this. So pretty easy to make all of this happen. We just have to, everybody gets 1 vote and 1 vote only. Let's edit the stream real quick. And by the way, Olga, you are next after the giveaway. Let's customize this, go into subscriber mode. What is my favorite video game of all time? That's easy. That's easy. If you're like a super supporter, you've seen some stuff. You've seen some stuff. So what is, well, everybody gets 1 vote. What is my favorite video game of all time? Everybody just name off the video game, and hopefully we get a winner pretty quick. What's my favorite video game? What's the video game that I like the most out of all other video games? The one that I look forward to, the one that I like the most, and all this other stuff. All right, a feather. Yeah, there you go. A gold feather. A gold feather, indeed. All right, let's see. We got a member. We did Lani. We did Deanna. Thank you for being a subscriber. I appreciate that. We got 2 Pokemon votes, and that is incorrect. That is incorrect. But if you are a big fan, you do know that I am a good Pokemon fanatic. I got to admit that. I am a good Pokemon fanatic. So, I get the Pokemon action up in there. While everybody is guessing, we're going to say Olga is going to be how to deal with the overwhelm. We'll do that. How to deal, how to deal with overwhelm. How to deal with overwhelm. Anyway, all right. People are getting close. People are getting really close. You got to be more specific. People are getting really close. So, yeah, people are getting really close. So you need to name the video game. You need to name it. You need to, okay. Everybody can get more than 1 vote. All right. It looks like I thought everybody was going to immediately get it. Anyway, name off all the video games you can. Everybody gets more than 1 vote. There you go. Yeah. You need to be specific. It needs to be the video game. So, yeah, people are getting close. People are getting pretty close. But you need to name the exact video game. All right. How to deal with being overwhelmed. A lot of stuff happening. Too many things going on. Too much action. Too much adventure happening with that. Let's use a little bit of a TarotOracle. I think this is the TarotOracle. Anyway, don't know the video games. Frogger. No, that is not it. It is not Donkey Kong either. You're too old to go grocery shopping. I don't know about that. Doesn't seem legit. It doesn't seem legit. Anyway, not Mortal Kombat. That is for sure. Not Mario Kart. Jocelyn, welcome. How you doing? Good to see you. All right. If you actually go to my updates on the channel, or you go to my paintings, I did actually make a painting of the particular video game. It's the only video game, it's the only painting that I've done of a video game. So if you scroll through my paintings, or if you've watched my paintings, you'll know what it is. Anyway, all right, how to deal with the overwhelming amount of stuff that is in the life. 4 of Wands and a Queen of Cups. Wow. You do have to get away from it. You do have to get away from it. In other words, don't get really into it. Don't hook your emotions into that. Kimberly, welcome. Good to see you. Don't hook your emotions into it. Don't kind of go in full force and all that other stuff. You kind of want to get a little bit emotionally disconnected. Queen of Cups. A lot of times getting overwhelmed is all about being too emotionally invested in something, right? Because a lot of times we're doing something, we have to do some activities, we have some obligations, we have too many things going on, maybe we have too many financial things happening, and it just gives us this emotional sort of this, and we're like, there's too much emotion, there's too much things happening. But yeah, you definitely want to be emotionally disconnected from it. There is a great book, How Not to Give a F, how not to give a flying F. But yeah. You do got to get a level of that. In other words, disconnect from your emotions from it, and yeah, that's gonna be a little bit better off overall. King of Coins says, be more prepared for whatever you're doing. Because there is, right? There is that factor of being more prepared, being kind of in there where you're not exactly, sometimes we just walk into it and you'd be like, yeah, I got into too much or something like that because it really wasn't prepared. For the King of Coins, be more prepared, be able to take on what you need to take on, and don't walk into anything where you're just sort of blindsided by it and you're like, oh, this much is too much. And Four of Wands, you need to make the situation your home. And that's difficult to do sometimes because you are sort of maybe a little bit too emotionally invested in it, but you have to make it your home. In other words, I'm here and I'm going to be able to satisfy whatever conditions need to be satisfied in this particular thing, right? So the Four of Wands, make the situation your home. Don't be a stranger to it. Because a lot of times we'll back into a situation where we do have to do some stuff. It is a little overwhelming. Four of Wands says, yeah, you want to make it your home, make yourself comfortable there, and be able to handle whatever is in your faith. Judgment, the rebirth, the reincarnation. You do need to readdress some things. In other words, come back to some things and readdress what the situation is, because your first indicator or your first reaction to it may not be the best reaction. Maybe you need to come back and review some of the situation, review how things are going, and definitely sort of readdress some of the situations that we've been trying before. But anyway, and that's my opinion. All right, man, nobody is getting this. All right, it is a Zelda game. It is a Zelda game. So we got, who was it? Let's see. Tempest was your favorite. Tempest is everybody's favorite. Let's see. Welcome. So Sabrina got pretty close. Basically, it is a Zelda game. So it is Zelda. Which Zelda game is it? So there you go. There's a massive hint to get anyway there. Straight to Gabon Breath of the Wild Challenge Series. Straight to Ganon Breath of the Wild Challenge Series. I guess V got it. V or Tracy. Well, Tracy got it. Breath of the Wild. So here it is. Breath of the Wild. It is my favorite game of all time. So yeah, Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. There you go. All right, Breath of the Wild. That is my favorite game. So yeah. Anyway, I don't know. Straight to Ganon Breath of the Wild Challenge Series. I've no idea what that is, but Tracy S. did do Breath of the Wild. So, I mean, there you go. Anyway, Tracy, congratulations. You win Breath of the Wild. No, you don't win Breath of the Wild. Just kidding. I need to play that. You win all of the other stuff. Link's Awakening. That was a pretty good game. So, yeah, there you go. All right, let's put it back to anyone can chat. And we are out of donations. So post some questions. Post some questions is what I'm talking about. Breath of the Wild. Do I have that in my... Do I have that? Oh, I do not have it. I do not have it in the Switch right now. This is one of the rare times I do not have the game in the Switch. So, I should have bought the digital. I really should have bought the digital. I don't know. Really should have bought the digital. Make it happen. I stalked your Instagram. V, thank you for stalking my Instagram, I think. Thank you. Anyway, thank you for stalking the Instagram or something like that. All right, who has questions? Who has questions? Let me know. It is that time. To where we have some time for some free questions. So, post some questions out there. Did anybody post some questions over there? General Reed, does anybody have any other questions? Questions are picked not at random, but questions are picked based upon that I want to read the question. Mario Paint. Maybe Mario Paint. Maybe am I cursed? That is awesome. I love it. All right. Minnie wins the internet. All right. We're going to go there. Minnie wins the internet. Wants to know if they're cursed. Maybe you are. Maybe you are not. We need to find out. So we're going to use the Poe. We're going to use the Poe. Anyway, yeah, we're going to use the Poe and see what's going on with that. Should have messaged the late ex. What I need to start my business. Phoenix, that's a good question. I like that one too. All right, we'll do Phoenix's next. Let's see. Am I cursed? Are you cursed? The Poe, the perfect deck to find out if you are cursed or not. 5 of Cups, a little bit of a 9 of Wands, and a Queen of Cups. I do think that there is something from the other side that is emotionally attached to you. I don't think you're cursed. I think that's a little bit much. I just think that's a little bit much. Cthulhu or the bears? That's a good question. Cthulhu or the bears? Something from the other side is emotionally attached to you. Could be somebody. It could be a previous encounter. It could be some karmic relationship, some karmic feelings, some karmic things that are happening in there. You definitely can definitely have a connection with that. 9 of Wands does say that you do have some sort of a injury in this life from something in your past life. You do have some injury from something in the past life that's connecting you over here. So yeah, 9 of Wands, you got the 5 of Cups with the connection from the other side and the emotional resonance here in that. So yeah, you do have something still reaching out, something's connecting you to that. But as far as like cursed, like a formally cursed or something like, I just don't see that. I don't see that. But I do see a lot of emotional stuff from the other side coming in for you. All right, what else we got going on with that? BooBoo, thank you for your donation. I appreciate that. All right, I need to put the other person in the queue. What was the other good question? I had that. Does the dead ex have a message for me? The end of July, looking at late ex. What I need to know to start my business. Phoenix, I like that question indeed. BooBoo, thank you for your donation. We'll get BooBoo. I want to do Phoenix too. I like small business questions. I definitely do. I think the small business questions are some of the best ones. Because, I mean, I don't know. I think that the tarot likes the small business questions. I really think we get a lot of good sort of encouragement kind of things in there, a lot of fun kind of questions with that and whatnot. Anyway, we got a little bit. Ooh, I like that. What is the R's next movement towards me? I think R has very little patience with you, and I think that's a bad thing. But, you know, you got to do what you got to do. Jocelyn wants to know this. Be random with me. Welcome to the stream. Good to see you. They have very little patience, and I think that's part of this. I think that's part of this connection, all right? Very little patience. They're not exactly excited sometimes for the connection, but sometimes, other times, they need that connection. They absolutely need the connection to go with. Ultimately, I think that they feel that this connection is an important part of their life because I think that you've had some good experiences with them. You've had some good sort of connection with them, and they like it. They really like it. I think that's a lot of the good part about it. There is a level of emotional disconnect. In other words, there's always one person in this connection that's much more interested than the other one. And that's kind of a dynamic that you do see across the board. That's a dynamic you do see across the board from any social connection. I think games people play, was that the book? Eric Byrne? Anyway, I remember a book that said any social connection, there's always one person that's more interested in the connection than the other person, which kind of makes sense, right? So I think, but there's a pretty much a big imbalance here. In other words, one of you has much more interest than the other, then maybe another time the other one has much more interest than the other person. But that is definitely sort of the connection with that. And thank you for your donation. I appreciate it. But yeah, you do have sort of that disconnect emotionally or the imbalance as it goes emotionally. I think R's next movement is basically to try to cause problems. And that sounds like a weird thing, but they want a level of connection. They want a level of communication, but they're going to use it to cause some problems. It's like they're waiting for that door to open, so they'll be like, yo, this is what's happening. I'm going to force this down your throat. Definitely sort of a disconnect with that. Definitely here. At sort of strife ending the reading. They're going to open the door, but then they're going to cause problems. It's almost like they want to get a reaction from you more than anything else. So this person likes getting a reaction from you. If they can do it this way, that way, then they're going to definitely do that in that mode. So yeah, they're going to open the door. They're going to cause problems, but they're going to sort of plant a seed of, I'm sort of sincere. I want a connection. I want to see how this goes, what have you. But yeah, that is it. All right. Does B ever miss me? And we are going to hop over and do the small business question. So I do love me a small business question. I do love me indeed. Let's do a little bit of Gustave Dore. Blue Ocean, thank you for your donation. I appreciate you. All right. It takes a lot of energy to move things, indeed. Maybe letting you know he is with you. There you go. All right, does B ever miss me? Gustave Dore hopefully has a good answer for this. This is a great deck. I was really shocked at how good the deck was when I opened it up. I wasn't expecting much, but it was like, whoa. That is a fantastic deck of cards. The King of Cups, the Star, and the Ten of Pentacles. I mean, really kind of points to a yes. You're looking for a thumbs up. That's pointing to a thumbs up, definitely with that. Kim D, I thank you for your donation. I appreciate you. King of Cups. It's hard to tell if they do. It's really hard to tell if they do. It is. Because they seem so just emotionally distant half the time. Right? They seem so emotionally distant, like either they don't care or they're not invested, or you feel that. You really feel that sometimes. The Star says you are connected, though. You do feel that connection, right? The Star, maintaining the connection, opening the connection, having a beautiful kind of open door with that. So that is going to be exciting indeed. The Star is a great card for this, in my opinion. Ten of Pentacles as well. It says, I love the happy home, happy family. It's almost like that we've established something. We've established a pattern. We've established some good feelings. And that is where it's at. That is where it's at. So that is a yes. They do miss you indeed, which is always a good thing. Because, if you care about somebody, you want them to miss you if you're not there, is what I'm saying. BooBoo, small business question as well. BooBoo is the small business master, though. I'm just saying. BooBoo has small business. BooBoo opens a small business and makes like $500,000 in the first month. So I'm just saying, okay, the Star appears to be back. Okay, we'll do that. What kind of business should I focus on? You've dabbled with catering. You've had good luck with that. You're very social. In other words, when you do get out and you do interact with people, you're able to make a big impact. I think that is it indeed. Sort of fixing problems, fixing some other issues that other people have with the business, coming out and sort of making some repairs, making some fixes with stuff, a level of emotional there, making money, having a successful small business indeed, the world with traveling. Man, can you get the catering thing, but make it more specific? Make it more specific. In other words, maybe wedding catering or sort of a very niche kind of catering kind of thing to where you're cooking it, you're creating it, you're making it. It could be having an opportunity to open maybe a stand or something with some food. It could be sort of a truck with some food in it. It could be delivering catering. It could be sort of creating catering that's very focused. The reason I say that is it feels like we're just delivering things. We got the world, we got the travel, we got the opportunities there. We have the sort of moving forward with opportunities with this sort of, in other words, making people's dream come true, making people's focus comes to where it needs to be. Overall, it just feels like the catering business may be that, but much more specific. Maybe wedding catering, maybe particular parties or something like that. Bar mitzvahs, weddings, particular bachelor's event, maybe corporate catering or something like that. Different, look like cooking, baking, making it happen is going to be sort of your forte. And I think that could work indeed. So that's where I'm leaning. That's where I'm leaning. What kind of small business should I focus on? Very focused catering. I think that's going to be it for you, in my opinion, of course. Let's do the other small business. There you go. Business doing Reiki healing and divination reading. Well, there you go. That'll work for you. That'll work indeed. All right. Will the travel back home go smoothly? As with all Blue Ocean reads, we use the Oceanic Tarot. This is one from Taylor Lindquist Todd, which is a very beautiful deck indeed. And I do like using it because there are other decks where like black and white. But this one is so pretty. This one really makes the grade. There's a lot of good things happening with it, and I just like it. I like it quite a bit. Okay. Look at this for a trip. Magician and the Ace of Swords. Communication is indeed key. Is indeed key for making this go smoothly. In other words, you have everything mapped out. People know where you're going to be. People know what you're going to do. And I think that's good. I think that's good focus with that. Ace of Swords says keep the lines, keep the levels of communication open. And that is going to be your big key here. Because if people don't know maybe when we're arriving, people don't understand when we're going to be available, people don't know where we're staying, what we're doing, what the plans are, and they make their own plans. We don't have it sort of coordinated. You get that option where you're like kind of challenged getting that happening. So communication, Ace of Swords. Magician. You need to step up and take control over anything that you clearly see is going south. You see it going poorly. The opportunity is sort of going, it's kind of like, wow, this is not going the way that it needs to be. The Magician, don't be afraid to step up and step in and intervene where intervention needs to happen by far. Four of Cups says there are a level of disconnects between what people want to do. So, yeah, the traveling back home looks pretty good, but just make sure you don't disappoint anybody. And again, communication sort of fixes that as well. So overall, it looks pretty good. Clean, and I like it. It looks well indeed. Kim D is next. Kim D wants to know, is my sister jealous of my love? Oh my. Can we use the Cosmo Beings Tarot? Well, I mean, this deck is the most underused deck in the entire collection that I have. It's the most underused deck in the entire collection that I have, which is a shame because it's a beautiful deck. It's a Cosmo Being Tarot. And I remember when I first got it, KD was all excited, and I mean all excited about this, and it just didn't get the opportunity to use it. It sits over there all lonely. It's like, why? Why am I the victim of this loneliness, right? All right, is the sister jealous of this? Oh, Jesus. 10 of Cups, 7 of Cups, and the 4 of Swords. Entertainment purposes only, Kim. I'm just saying. Entertainment purposes only, but I think she is. I think she is. Now, we don't have the devil in here, but we do have the 7 of Cups. The 7 of Cups a little bit leaning on the addiction side. It's like, well, this is something that, this is something that I wish I had. I wish I had some of that. 10 of Cups says that, hey, your relationship is working. Everybody is happy. People are content. People are excited. People are pretty good with it. 10 of Cups is very sort of, it's a nice, happy home, happy family. And indeed, you're looking at it from afar and you have a little bit of a jealousy making through that. 4 of Swords says you think about it a little too much. A little too much. You're focusing on it a bit too much is what they're doing, okay? So the sister is a little bit too focused on the relationship. They need to focus on other things. They need to focus on their own life. They're a little bit of a nosy kind of, a little bit of a nosy kind of thing in there. But I'm going to say yes, they are jealous indeed. Obviously, entertainment purposes only. Never assume jealousy based upon a fat man reading your cards on the internet. YouTube user is next, and we'll do the small business question from... We'll do the small business question from whoever was from. Phoenix, there you go. YouTube user, do I have any spiritual abilities? All right, we got to use it. We got to use it. We got to go with this deck right here. We're talking about the Wizard's Tarot. If you don't have the Wizard's Tarot, it is beautiful. It is wonderful. It comes with a big, thick book. It's like 25 bucks, you know, maybe 30 with inflation. I don't know. Maybe 30 with inflation. I don't know. But yeah, do I have any spiritual abilities? Let's see if we have some spiritual abilities in date. Queen of Swords. Ooh. Four of Swords and the Eight of Cups. All right. I think you do have a level of spiritual abilities, but you do need to focus and meditate on that. I think your mind, your brain, your imagination runs wild. I think that your mind runs at 100 miles per hour, right? You got that Eight of Cups. I think you've tried to use your spiritual abilities before. I think you've tried to focus on spiritual abilities in the past, and it just hasn't worked. You haven't been able to create the situations. You haven't been able to manifest what you need. You haven't been able to sort of see into the future, see into the past, and all this other stuff, and you just kind of need to focus on that a little bit more. Now, what's the solution to tapping into your abilities? The Four of Swords tells you it is about meditation. It is about calming the mind. It is about clearing all the stuff that's happening with that. Haitian, I got your donation. Let me know what your question is. Thank you so much. But the Four of Swords, it's about meditating. Meditating. If you can get the meditation down, if you can clear your mind, if you can slow it down, you will have more abilities. You will have more capturing things that happen. You will be able to leap into sort of the situations that you want, the level of connections and psychic abilities that you want as well. Queen of Swords does definitely take charge of it. I think that you have a guide that is not exactly leading you in the correct direction. So you got to kind of watch that. You got to kind of watch the guide that's not leading you in the correct direction. Definitely sort of question, sort of, you know, do your own thinking when it comes to that. So there you go. All right, there are your spiritual abilities indeed. All right, let's go with Haitian is next. We'll do Haitian over there. Denise, thank you for your donation. I appreciate it. All right, for Haitian, let's use a beautiful deck for Haitian. Welcome to the stream, by the way. I appreciate that. Denise, thank you for your donation as well. By the way, if you're new, please hit that like and a sub. I greatly appreciate you. Like and sub helps me get out there and embrace the world and get all sorts of new people in here. So, I mean, hey, if I can get a like and a sub, I appreciate you. I do have 2,300 videos for you to watch over 11 years. That's a lot of videos. It's a lot of videos, and it's all free for you to watch. So, hey, if you like 2,300 videos, if you like the tarot news, if you like all the lessons, the classes, if you like literally almost daily unboxings at this point, hit that like and sub button. I appreciate that. All right. Do I have it? We're on the next question, which I didn't click, unfortunately. I need to click it. Denise, will AC talk to me again? And no, we're doing that, and we'll do Haitian and next. All right. Will the air conditioning talk to me one more time? Let's see if that's going to be there. Let's see if that's going to be there. The moon says yes. Five of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles. All right. This is pretty clear. The Five of Pentacles says they will talk to you again, but it feels like they're still dragging the old baggage into the conversation. It feels like they can't let go. And you have to be able to let go with some of this stuff. You have to be able to disconnect. You have to be able to move on. And it feels like they have a rough time moving on sometimes. It feels like they sort of get into that corner. It feels like they're a little bit frustrated. They're not exactly ready for the next steps. And they do get in that mode. The Five of Pentacles, I'm going to drag the baggage in there. Will they talk to you again? I mean, I think that's a thumbs up. Not going to be a problem. The reason I say that is because the moon, right? Got the moon. The moon is all about making a connection. It is about wandering into the new adventure, into the new world, and definitely have some support as you do that as well. So I think that they will talk to you again. Not a problem here. Page of Pentacles says building something from this initial conversation, from this initial connection is going to be a little bit difficult. You're going to have to put your work into it. You're going to have to sort of, get that mode of, yeah, this is something I'm committed to. This is something I want. Even though you have baggage that's drug into it, you're going to be like, well, I'm still willing to take the next step. I'm still willing to make that happen and all of that other stuff. All right. We got a couple of more readings going on over there. Let's see. Be random with me, Kimberly. We got Mina. We got Phoenix. Sabrina. Who joined and had the question? That was Haitian. There we go. Haitian. Pisces, current feelings for me. You never know. You never know. The Pisces, the fish, it could be swimming around. It could have all sorts of interesting feelings, all sorts of interesting things there going on. Haitian, we got to figure it out. You and I got to figure this out together. Find out what the current feelings are and if this is going to be viable, if it's going to be good. Oh, Joe, geez. Oh, jeez. Haitian, you got a rough read. Haitian, you got a rough read. I'm not going to lie. You got a 10 of swords, you got a tower, and you got a 5 of pentacles. Quite possibly the worst combo that you can get for this particular reading. It just doesn't look very good. 10 of swords says somebody really believes that this is over, that this is concluded, that this is not something that's willing to be built, not something that's willing to move forward. Very difficult indeed to get through that. 10 of swords is normally sort of a cutting. It's a conclusion. It's kind of a wrapping up kind of card as well. And the tower says there's a level of instability because a lot of times the tower is some instability, right? We want a connection that's going to be stable. We want it to be pretty upfront. But if we have a level of instability, if we have a lot of this stuff, the ground shaking, the foundation is not there, it does feel kind of challenges indeed. So that's what I'm talking about. Overall, 5 of Pentacles says it's a long journey ahead. Jocelyn, good luck. Best wishes to you as well. It is a long journey ahead. You're going to have to walk it. And if you're serious about the Pisces, or you're serious about the connection, anything like that, you're going to have to walk the longer than expected journey to make that happen. So yeah, kind of a challenging set of cards. I mean, it may be the worst 3 cards that you could possibly pull. Maybe the worst 3 cards you could possibly pull with that. YouTube user, what will happen if I shut my doors on in forever? Let's see if that's going to be quite possible. That could be difficult too. Shutting the doors, making things happen. Man, concluding it. Well, I mean, you just got that 10 of swords. I mean, that 10 of swords, if that would appear, that's almost like a YouTube user reading we should have here, but we don't. Man, you're not going to be able to do it. You're not going to be able to do it. I mean, I'm going to circumvent your question. I'm going to interrupt your question. We're going to go in a totally different direction because that's what we do here. Come on. The Emperor and the 10 of Pentacles. 10 of Pentacles said that is going to be difficult, maybe too difficult for you to handle, because the 10 of Pentacles, unlike the 10 of Cups, is a stable, long-term connection, long-term relationship, and it feels like that is what we're leaning on right now. And it's difficult to let go of that. It's difficult to disconnect from that for sure. A 10 of Pentacles sometimes is just that one card. You're like, ugh, I don't want to have anything, but I'm still going to have it. And think the doors are still going to be open a little bit because of the Emperor, right? This is something where you do have a power struggle in this relationship. Sometimes you're chasing in, sometimes in's chasing you. There's always like one person chasing, one person not chasing. It never feels like you're both chasing each other. It really feels like they're never both chasing each other, nor you're never really cut off from each other as well. King of Wands is ultimately, it's about the fiery connection. When you start going, you start get that fire underneath you. You just got to go with what you know. And that 10 of Pentacles says, ouch. You know, if you replace the 10 of Pentacles with a 10 of Swords, I'll be honest with you. You replace the 10 of Pentacles with that 10 of Swords, I would have said yes. But we didn't. We had to go to the truth. The tarot has to tell the truth, and it did indeed. All right. We promised Phoenix a reading. Back in the old days when we had free reading times. I guess we'll get my deck of cards right here. Make it happen. If you don't have this, it's available. Link in the description for $19. This deck right here that I drew, I made, I created, you can get for $19. I'm just saying that's cheaper than 90% of the decks on Amazon right now, because some of those are like $40. Al Neve, welcome, good to see you, and thank you for your other donation. I appreciate you. The 5 of Cups can't seem to leave, can it? In the process of starting my business, doing Reiki healing and divination readings, Eight of Pentacles says it's more work than you thought. It is. Maybe it's because I have to advertise. Maybe it's because there's tons and tons and tons of competition. It's more work than you thought it was. It really is. And I think that sort of dissuades you from keeping going. I think it does, because you're like, look, I mean, I see success here and there. This person's successful. That person's successful. Why can't I be successful? It takes a little bit to be successful. You are going to have to modify things quite a bit. You're going to have to do your advertising when you didn't want to do advertising. You're going to have to do free readings or something like that when you didn't want to do free reading. You're going to get to a point where it feels like you're just going in circles. It's going to be not a fun path. If you keep at it, though, Knight of Pentacles says, I am successful indeed. So I say go for it, right? I say go for it. Should you do a business? I think so. Eight of Pentacles is a little bit of work. You get your reward. We got Pentacles all up in here. We got nothing but Pentacles, which leans towards a yes. Ultimately, I think that's going to be thumbs up. Is it an easy path? I don't think any business is an easy, simple path. Sorry, just don't think so. Like, I have an art YouTube channel. An art where I paint and I put it on YouTube. I have a channel. And I tried to make it on YouTube doing art. So I came up with my own unique system of doing drawings faster than anybody else was doing them. And I posted it. I posted my system. I did all that stuff on YouTube. Nobody watched it. I made a course that was 10 hours long, and I posted it to another place, and very few people bought it. Like, I think I'm pulling like $10 a month for the past. So I spent 40 hours making this course, and I probably made $100. So $2 an hour. That's like, I may as well just go work at a sweatshop. But like $2 an hour for all of the stuff that I've done on art. Biggest dead end of my entire life. But it was fun. It was fun. You know, the way it goes. So you gotta, sometimes you gotta pay the price, I guess. Anyway, what does B? I think about my particular relationship. Let's see what's going on with all of that. Let's see if B is good. Let's see if B is nice. All right. Let's see. B, you got some good readings for B. I mean, traditionally, you've had some very, very good readings for B. Strength card, the Justice card. It is okay. Rebranding. What does B think about my rebranding? The Justice card. It's almost like it's about time you did it. Like there's something you should have done before, something maybe they've been expecting, maybe they've been waiting for. Justice card says they've been waiting for this, definitely on that mode, right? Definitely on that mode. Something they've been waiting for, it's about time. Strength says it puts you in a level of control where you have more control, right? You have more control now. So you're in that level where you have more control, more command, more kind of things happening with that. And that is good because strength is about the Leo aspect. In other words, your rebranding is out there. Rebranding looks good and it makes you look more in control and better overall. Five of Wands says they're kind of conflicted about the whole thing. They like it, but they think it should be a little bit different. Now, keep in mind, this is very subjective. It's just their own opinion of it, but they think it should be a little bit different. All right, that is what they think of the rebranding. And YouTube user is rebranding as well. YouTube user's got a couple of questions going on about A. Let's find out what YouTube user wants to know about A. Me and A are starting a physical relationship only. Wait. Are starting a physical relationship. I only want friends with benefits. I want to make sure he won't get his feelings hurt. Okay. Is that a question? I want to make sure he won't get feels. Okay. I don't know what the question part is. Let's see. I guess you want to know how it's going to go? I don't know. Let me know. I don't know what the question is. I guess we're going to assume the question is, how's it going to go? Yeah. I mean, somebody vote. Everybody vote. Is that it? Is that where we're going with that? Anyway, let's use the anime tarot for this and make it happen. All right, we're going to assume that you want to know how it's going to go. All right, let's see what's going on. Killed it with black. Okay. Questions people want to donate, then answer for questions at random. Yeah, you got to do the questions that people paid for. We do the paid questions first, and then we do the free questions after, if we have time. And we're ending soon, by the way. So we did a couple of free questions. You got to come in early and get your free questions in there. Anyway, we're ending soon, but we're back tomorrow, the way it is. All right, we got a friends with benefits. And we're going to see where it goes. We're going to see all of that. How's it going to go? I think it's going to go okay. A 5 of Cups. I think you get into a level to where A wants a little bit more. A wants a little bit more, right? That 5 of Cups. A is a little bit disappointed. He thought, hey, we're going to start out with being friends with benefits, and then we're going to move into the next phase and the next phase and all of that other stuff, right? The 5 of Cups are going to be a little bit disappointed if it's just straight friends with benefits, right? I'm just cutting you off. It's straight friends with benefits. If you want anything else, screw you, right? So that's going to be it. In my opinion, that is how they're going to react with that. So they're going to get their feelings hurt a little bit, but literally whatever. The Aeon, the Judgment, it feels like this is something that you both like. You know, you feel like something that you both like. You enjoy the connection. You enjoy how things are going. The 2 of Wands, though, they get to where they start demanding things from you. All right, we're going to go out on a limb, but that's what I like to do. You know that. You all know that. They're going to get in a situation where they have demands from you about the relationship. So you're going to have to kind of put up with that. You're going to have to kind of push that back a little bit. Be like, well, not exactly what not exactly. Anyway, all right. So you got to deal with what you got to deal with. YouTube user also had a question about... I woke feeling refreshed. All right. Oh gosh, what did I get myself into? All right. I had a weird dream last night about a black long worm. Yeah, I should just stop there. Let me just go ahead and isolate that right now. All right. Let me just isolate that. All right. All right. I had a weird dream last night about a black long worm. All right. Okay. Now let's go part 2. Part 2. I pulled it out of me. All right. And I killed it with hot water. Oh, Jesus. What did I get myself into? All right. I pulled it out of me. I'm not going to make it through this question. And I killed it with hot water, and I saw a baby too. All right. What did this dream mean? Let's look. Let's have a gander at what the black long worm that you had to pull out of you at just the right moment, I assume. At just the right moment, I assume we had to pull it out. And because there was a baby involved. Okay. All right. But, all right, let's see. Pulled it out of me and killed it with hot water. And I saw a baby too. What did the dream mean? 9 of Cups and the 6 of Pentacles. I really think that you want some consistency with your relationship. You want some consistency with the relationship, and you're not getting it. And I think that's upsetting. That is upsetting indeed. Because you got that 6 of Pentacles. I want somebody that's going to be able to take care of me in the old age. I want somebody that's going to be able to be with me. Somebody that's going to be able to have a good conversation. That's one of those things. So 6 of Pentacles. I want somebody who's giving. Somebody who has a connection with that. And all you're getting is kind of this inconsistency, friends with benefits, kind of things going on with that. 9 of Cups. There's a level of disappointment kind of with the relationship relationship so far. The fact that you seem to only have two options. You want to have more options, but seem to be stuck with the two options that are always in there. Anyway, the Queen of Cups ultimately says it's all about emotions. You're just not satisfied. You're not satiated at the end of the day. You know, it's the way it is. Anyway, I think that's what the dream means. But as always, if you have a dream about a big black worm, you want to get in there and you want to make sure there's no bugs in there. You want to get up there and you want to make sure there's no bugs on the black worm. Okay, this is what I'm saying. Make sure all worms and all everything else. You want to you want to get in there and make that happen. Anyway, you've woke up feeling refreshed. I'm sure you did. And not wanting to contact anymore. Made you feel so happy. Well, that's good. That's good. Came from the worm. It may indeed. Because
Everybody loves the D.
all right. And with that, that is a perfect question to end the stream on. I got to say, YouTube user, you've outdone yourself. Perfect question to end the stream. And with that, we are out of here. We'll be back tomorrow. Thank you for hanging out with me, and we will see you then.